February 2020, Melly was involved in a multi-inmate fight inside the day room of his area unit and was given a DR for his role in the fight. October 2020, placed on a room restriction for refusing to go back to his cell as he was trying to hide while on the phone.
And developing now, there's a new push to get rapper YNW Melly out of jail. He's currently awaiting retrial for two childhood friends, but a new lawsuit alleges he's being held in inhumane conditions.
Nobody was ready for this. Just when fans thought YNW Melly's story couldn't possibly take a darker turn, something happened behind the scenes that sent shockwaves through the internet and left even his strongest supporters questioning everything they thought they knew. Late-night whispers started spreading. Then came the cryptic posts. Then came the alleged leaks that insiders claim were never supposed to see daylight. People close to the situation say the mood around Melly's case has shifted overnight from cautious hope to full-blown panic. One source even described it as the moment everything flipped. And once you hear what triggered this sudden change, it's impossible to look at the case the same way again. Social media erupted before sunrise. Fans were arguing, critics were celebrating, and somewhere in the middle, a single rumor began gaining traction. One that suggests this isn't just another delay or legal hiccup, but the start of something far more serious. Was this the mistake that changed the entire trajectory of the case? Or is there a deeper move being made that the public hasn't fully noticed yet? Because if even half of what's being whispered is true, then this isn't just a setback. This could be the most tragic turn in YNW Melly's case so far. And what comes next is where things get truly disturbing.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
To understand why this moment feels so explosive, you have to rewind and look at the storm that's been quietly building around YNW Melly for years. Long before this latest twist, insiders say the case was already surrounded by tension, fractured loyalties, and unresolved conflicts that never truly went away. Melly's rise was fast, chaotic, and controversial. From viral hits to constant headlines, his name became linked not just to music, but to rumors, investigations, and whispers of betrayal within his own circle. People close to the situation claim that friendships turned fragile the moment pressure entered the picture, and once lawyers, phones, and outside influences got involved, nothing was ever simple again. Behind the scenes, there were alleged disagreements between former friends, associates, and people who once claimed they would ride forever. Social media posts were dissected. Lyrics were overanalyzed. Every silence felt suspicious, and every appearance sparked new theories. According to so-called insiders, trust inside the circle slowly eroded, replaced by fear and self-preservation. What made this situation even more volatile was the history of delays, legal twists, and unanswered questions. Each court date came with renewed hope for some, and renewed anger for others. Fans argued non-stop, while critics insisted the truth was only being postponed, not avoided. Sources now claim this tension didn't just disappear, it fermented. Quiet conversations allegedly happened off-camera. Decisions were made under pressure, and people who once stood together began looking for exits. That's why many are saying this latest development didn't come out of nowhere. It was the result of years of unresolved conflict, mounting stress, and a case that refused to stay quiet. And now, with all that history colliding at once, the situation feels less like a surprise and more like an explosion that was always waiting to happen.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
According to alleged insider chatter, everything spiraled out of control during what was supposed to be a routine, low-key moment, one of those late-night stretches where nothing ever seems public, until suddenly it is. Sources claim tensions reached a breaking point behind closed doors, triggered by a single confrontation that nobody saw coming. The story goes that heated words were exchanged not in front of cameras, but in a place where emotions run raw and loyalty gets tested. Phones were allegedly involved. Messages were sent that were never meant to leave a private screen. And within hours, whispers of betrayal began spreading like wildfire. Then came the screenshots. Unverified images started circulating in private group chats before leaking onto social media, messages allegedly showing panic, anger, and desperate damage control. One message that went viral read, "This was never supposed to happen like this." Another simply said, "Someone talked." Fans froze. Critics pounced. Nobody knew what was real, but everyone felt the tension. Social media reacted instantly. A cryptic post appeared from an account believed to be connected to the situation. When the truth starts moving, there's no stopping it. Minutes later, the post vanished, only making the speculation even louder. Was it a warning, a confession, or bait? Emotions exploded across platforms. Supporters flooded timelines with heartbreak and disbelief. Others claimed this was proof of everything they had suspected all along. The pressure intensified, and insiders say people close to the case went silent all at once. Never a good sign. But just when it seemed like this was already the worst possible development, a new rumor surfaced, one that flipped the entire narrative on its head. Because according to multiple unconfirmed sources, this confrontation wasn't accidental at all. It may have been triggered deliberately, setting up a chain reaction far more damaging than anyone expected.
Kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they're going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom.
Just when people thought the situation couldn't possibly get more chaotic, a second twist detonated, and this one completely rewrote the story everyone thought they understood. What started as whispers suddenly turned into a full-blown digital wildfire, with alleged details emerging that shifted blame, motives, and timelines overnight. It began with a late-night Twitter thread from an anonymous account claiming to have direct knowledge of behind-the-scenes conversations. The thread exploded within minutes. One tweet read, "Y'all focused on the wrong move. The real play happened weeks ago." Another followed with, "This wasn't panic. This was strategy." Screenshots, unverified but chilling, appeared to show carefully worded messages that suggested planning, not chaos. Then the news blogs picked it up. Headlines started popping up everywhere, each more dramatic than the last, all citing unnamed sources and industry insiders. TikTok creators rushed to stitch the claims. YouTube thumbnails changed by the hour. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't about a mistake, it was about intent. And that realization hit fans like a punch to the chest. Even celebrities appeared to weigh in. One well-known rapper posted a vague Instagram story, "Watch who you trust when pressure hits." Another industry figure tweeted, "I've seen this movie before, and it never ends clean." Neither name was mentioned, but everyone knew exactly who they were talking about. The backlash was immediate. Comment sections turned into war zones. Supporters accused the media of running with rumors. Critics argued this was the missing puzzle piece. Some fans even claimed the leaks were planted deliberately to control the narrative, while others insisted they exposed something far darker. But the most unsettling moment came when a respected legal commentator went live and dropped a single sentence that froze the chat. "If these allegations are even partially accurate, this changes the entire direction of the case." And just like that, the pressure doubled. Because now the question wasn't what happened. It was why it happened, and who actually benefits from this sudden shift. And as one final post began trending, "Wait until you see what hasn't leaked yet," people realized this storm was nowhere near over.
We're upset. I said, this is a gunner plea. This is a gunner plea. This isn't a plea saying you have to tell on him, but this is a plea that you're going to have to provide all the details that they were missing to convict him. And that's why it's a gunner plea. Why do I say he signed a gunner plea? Because YNW Melly, and I watched the case, we covered it. YNW Melly's case is that, number one, you guys have not done a job to prove that this is actually but prove that this is a homicide with this person being the offender. Also, the accessory after the fact plea confirms that Bortland, that's kind of like almost like a sub part of a conspiracy, except you weren't with the conspiracy at first. You came in after the fact. What that proved is that they came in. Oh my God, my dog's hurt. What that proved is that Bortland worked with someone after he acknowledged that a took place in trying to cover it up. Do you hear what I just said? When pleading to an accessory to after the fact, you have to acknowledge that it happened and you assisted someone or in some way to cover the. Now, if Melly's statement is, how do we know that? And then secondly, how do we know who did? Because they said.
As the shockwaves from the latest twist rippled outward, social media erupted like a volcano. Fans, critics, and industry insiders all scrambling to stake their claim in the chaos. Hashtags related to the case were trending across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, with millions weighing in, sharing theories, and calling out alleged betrayals. One viral fan thread read, "Melly was set up from the start. Everything the media says is lies. He's still the real one here." Just below it, another comment chain argued fiercely, "No way. All the leaks point to him being responsible. Stop defending him." Within minutes, the debate spiraled into full-blown digital warfare, with emojis, caps lock, and frantic speculation filling every timeline. Celebrities couldn't resist joining the conversation either. A famous rapper allegedly tweeted, "When loyalty dies, nothing else matters, you know the type." A music producer posted a cryptic Instagram story showing a clock and the words, "Time always tells the truth." Every post was dissected, retweeted, and analyzed, with fans arguing over hidden messages and secret meanings. Even online news outlets were feeding the frenzy. Alleged insider reports claimed that some executives in the industry were quietly cutting ties, while others rushed to comment publicly, some defending Melly, others condemning him. The division was stark. Former supporters seemed ready to walk away, while loyal fans dug in, creating a digital battlefield of opinion, rumor, and outrage. And just when it seemed the drama had peaked online, another piece of controversy surfaced. A leaked screenshot suggested that someone in Melly's inner circle might have been recording the chaos, possibly to use as leverage in court. The revelation left everyone asking, who can really be trusted? The online storm showed no signs of stopping. Every fan debate, every celebrity hint, every cryptic post only amplified the tension, leaving millions on edge and craving the next explosive development. And insiders are whispering that what the public has seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. Just when it seemed like the chaos had reached its peak, the unthinkable happened. Sources now claim that a previously unseen piece of evidence has surfaced, one that could completely rewrite everything fans thought they knew about YNW Melly's case. Allegedly, this isn't just another rumor or leaked screenshot. Insiders insist it's a recording, a document, and a digital trace all rolled into one, pointing to a player nobody expected to be involved. The revelation is said to implicate someone in Melly's inner circle who had until now appeared loyal, a person who may have been quietly orchestrating events from the shadows. Social media exploded when the news broke, with some fans claiming it confirms the worst suspicions, while others are frantically defending Melly, insisting it's a setup. A now-deleted Instagram post allegedly read, "They think they know. They have no idea what's coming next." Industry insiders are reportedly panicking behind the scenes. Alleged text messages have surfaced, showing frantic attempts to manage the fallout, damage control at its highest level, and whispered threats that someone's loyalty could be purchased or forced if necessary. A fake celebrity tweet even claimed, "Watching the chessboard move, everyone thinks they're safe, but no one is." The tension isn't just online, it's allegedly inside the courtrooms, legal offices, and recording studios, creating an atmosphere of paranoia no one can escape. And if that wasn't enough, whispers suggest that more evidence could be released in the coming days, potentially revealing secrets that could change the entire legal trajectory. One supposed insider leaked, "We've only seen 10% of what's really there." The rest will make people question everything they thought about loyalty, betrayal, and who's pulling the strings. This twist doesn't just complicate the story, it turns it upside down. It raises urgent questions. Who can be trusted? How far did the planning go? And most importantly, is YNW Melly still in control of his fate, or has the game already been decided behind closed doors? One thing is certain, this isn't over. The story is far from finished, and what's coming next promises to be even more shocking, more dramatic, and more impossible to ignore. For fans, insiders, and critics alike, the countdown has begun. And when the next piece of this explosive saga hits, it could change everything. Stay tuned, because what happens next might rewrite the entire story. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this shocking turn in YNW Melly's case? Is this the moment that finally changes everything, or is there still a hidden twist waiting to drop? Drop your theories in the comments below. Don't hold back. Smash that like button if you're stunned by how intense this situation has become. Share this video with your friends, because this is one drama nobody should miss. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're the first to know when the next explosive update drops. We want to spark the debate. Was Melly set up by someone close to him? Or is he finally facing the consequences of past choices? Who do you trust in this chaos? The fans, the insiders, or the leaked messages? Every comment, every theory, every post helps us uncover the story behind the story. The truth is out there, and we're all watching, waiting, and guessing. So stay tuned, because the next update could blow the lid off everything we think we know about YNW Melly. You won't want to miss it. Click, comment, subscribe, and let the drama unfold together.